Kansas, gateway to Oz. Under the rainbow, this is where it was. Hollyhocks and red ripe tomatoes, hand-churned homemade ice cream. Let me tell you, Kansas is more than tornadoes. It's the best part of Dorothy's dream.
Today on Around Kansas, join us for a story about a wildlife documentary using archive footage from Martin and Osa Johnson. Then join us for a story about pelicans. Next, we'll have a poem from Ron Wilson, and we'll end with a video update from Deb Goodrich. Stay with us. Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com. This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life. Well, here it is Wednesday again. I'm Frankie C. on Run Radio, but I'm Frank here on Around Kansas. Hello, this is Around Kansas, the show about people, places, and things that make Kansas a great place to live, work, play, and come visit. Of course, so far this spring, I'm not sure we've had spring yet, have we? There was something here a week ago, somebody had posted on Facebook that it was the 105th day of January. So, I don't know, it's really been very, very strange because here in the eastern part of the state, we've had a little bit of moisture and mostly cloudy skies and temperatures in the 30s and 40s, sometimes into the 20s overnight. And of course, in western Kansas, it's been dry and dusty. They had a big dust storm out there a week ago. And of course, east of Kansas, they're still having snow. So anyway, it's going to be spring and summer here before long, and then we'll be griping about it's been really hot for a long time. So anyway, that's just the way we are, isn't it? Well, let's see what's going on here in the spring. A lot of things, really. This is when car shows get underway. You can check the Wren website, and there's a calendar there of many of the car shows in Kansas. And of course, the Tulip Festival actually got delayed this year because of the weather. I know I've got tulips in front of my house, and they have yet to even put buds on. So it'll be an extended time for that as well. So I guess we just need to be patient and think positively, and the weather will change and everything will just be hunky-dory, won't it? Hunky-dory. Have you ever heard that? Well, if you're my age, you used to use it. Okay, let's see. This Wednesday, it falls on a Wednesday about every 400 years. I think that's the 25th of April. And so other than that, I don't have a whole lot to talk about today, except I will tell you and remind you that I'm here in eastern Kansas, and Deb now is out in western Kansas. And so she does the stories from out there, and I do this from here. But we're going to have Deb is going to do a story about why she is out there and what she is doing. So that's going to be an interesting thing. Also, we've got poetry from Ron Wilson, our poet laureate, here on the show today. I'm using notes if you don't mind. And we're going to have a story about, believe it or not, pelicans. Pelicans in Kansas? Well, we've got all kinds of wildlife here in the state of Kansas, and Deb likes to report on that. And so this is going to be part of her wildlife report today. So anyway, stay with us today. We have lots of interesting stuff, and we'll start to see it right after you see these. Tarwater Farm and Home has been family owned and operated since its beginning in 1978. What you need for farm and agriculture, lawn and garden, clothing and footwear, and so much more. You'll be surprised at what you'll find in this huge store. They have what you need and lots of it. So come take a look. You'll discover that customer service is first and foremost. Always has been with the Tarwaters. Tarwater Farm and Home, 4107 North Topeka Boulevard.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise, and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source. Together we grow.
Fort Wallace was the fightingest fort in the West. Fossils, Indians, soldiers, scouts, wagons, trails, pioneers, stories. Discover the story of Fort Wallace and the people who served here, the people who fought here, the people who settled here. Wallace County, where the past is present.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life.
A couple of years ago, my friends Lloyd and Jackie Zimmer invited me to their home for a reception for a young couple from the Czech Republic who were making a film about Osa and Martin Johnson. I can't tell you what lovely young people this couple is. I can't tell you how talented they are, but this video will tell you both. And recently, Lloyd and Jackie went to the Czech Republic for the premiere of this new film, starring two amazing Kansans. Again, folks, we're all over the world. It's just incredible. So I'm actually going to do a couple of parts. Today, I'm going to share a film clip for you from Arc of Light and Shadows, the new film on the lives of Osa and Martin Johnson. Next week, we're going to hear more from Jackie about what the trip was like for she and her husband Lloyd, and that was pretty amazing too. So a couple of parts for this story, folks. Enjoy. This is absolutely stunning.
Pokud totiž naše města jednou v budoucnu vytlačí stáda slonů a pokud války vyženou žirafy z plání, stanou se tyto záběry nedocenitelným pokladem pro budoucí generace. Jak se ale dostat ke zvířatům tak blízko? Jak získat $100 000, které by byly potřeba? Takové úsilí by zabralo roky, možná i celý lidský život.
Shows many times what we've lost. That was such a true vision. It's proven now that the Johnsons were right.
Heinen Brothers, a fourth-generation Northeast Kansas farm family, knows how tough farming can be. Farmers helping farmers. Heinen Brothers Ag, selling and servicing crop protection products, fertilizer, anhydrous ammonia, cover crops, quality aerial and ground application. Call today to learn about our extended term financing program. 800-760-4964. HeinenBrothersAg.com.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
My name's Karen Cope, and I have multiple sclerosis. I heard about the stem cell research with the Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Before we decided to do that, I had cognitive testing done. After the stem cells, I had the cognitive testing completed again, and the results indicated that I had a 6-point increase in my cognitive abilities. It was like somebody had taken Windex and washed all the fog off my brain, and so I had the concrete, validated information that stem cells work.
Buffalo Bill Cody earned his legendary title in Oakley. Bring the family and come celebrate Oakley's pioneering history and unique geography at 2 sites, the Buffalo Bill Cultural Center and the Fick Fossil Museum. Cody's statue marks his achievements and welcomes visitors to the Cultural Center. The Fick Fossil Museum houses world-class fossils and artifacts. You'll find Oakley at the hub of U.S. Highways 83 and 40 and I-70. Stop for the legend. Stay for the day. Discover Oakley. This segment brought to you by the Western Kansas Wildlife Travel Center in Oakley.
Folks, I'm actually going to be spending some time in New Orleans, in Louisiana, this week, actually. And I think it's so funny that Louisiana is the Pelican state. Yet, we've got a lot of pelicans in Kansas. Go figure. So let's take a look in our wildlife segment today at the wild pelican.
While Louisiana is the Pelican state, Kansas may be making a run for that title. If you are on Facebook, you may have seen the photos of pelicans on Kansas lakes and wetlands popping up all over the place. So let's take a look at pelicans. American white pelicans, one of 2 species of pelicans in North America, are one of the largest of the boreal birds. They can weigh as much as 30 pounds, and their wingspans can exceed 9 feet. Unlike brown pelicans, which do not occur inland from the coast, American white pelicans do not plunge dive to feed. They feed while swimming and work together in groups to encircle and trap their prey, usually small fish or crustaceans. During the spring and summer, a breeding adult may eat the equivalent of 40% of its body mass in a single day. Scientists estimate that about 20% of the American white pelican's population breeds in the boreal forest every year. American white pelicans are highly dependent upon lakes, wetlands, and coastal estuaries throughout their life cycles. Their populations are increasingly threatened, especially in the prairie pothole country of the American Midwest, as wetlands are drained. American white pelicans breed in 2 separate groupings. Populations west of the Rocky Mountains tend to migrate over deserts and winter on the Pacific coast. Populations east of the Rocky Mountains migrate along river valleys to their wintering grounds along the Gulf Coast. Non-migratory, also called sedentary, populations occur in Texas and Mexico. Robert Penner of the Nature Conservancy told the Wichita Eagle that the record for American white pelicans in one place in the state was 50,000, yes, 50,000 at Cheyenne Bottom several years ago. Support the work of the Nature Conservancy in Kansas to conserve the lands and waters on which all life depends, including the white pelican. Welcome to Western Kansas Wildlife Travel Center, right here in Oakley, Kansas on I-70 at exit 76. I-70, after all, is America's Main Street, and we're right here on Main Street for you. Now that I'm an Oakley resident, I still come in almost every day, and I sit and listen to the conversations of the people around me, You know, the guys who are talking about the big elk they just bagged, or the folks who are taking their kid to college for the first time. People just traveling up and down the highway. Real people, just like you and me. And they find just what I find here, real people to serve them. There's history, there's scenery. We hope you'll stop and see us soon. Welcome to Oakley.
With nearly 100 years of broadcasting excellence, Ren Radio is now live on the internet playing hit songs of the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Join Jack Diamond, Mac Collins, Les Glenn, Frankie C., Antonio Barber, Wings Callahan, and the real Don Steele for some of the best music ever recorded. Hear it at rendigitalmedia.com or get the Ren Oldies Radio app in Play Store or App Store. And tell Alexa, good times and great oldies on Ren Internet Radio.
Hi, I'm Kim Mandring with Hardy Insurance. I'm here to help you with all of your farm and ranch needs. When it comes to protecting your operation and your family, you need a name you can trust at a price you can afford. Call me today or visit hardyaviationins.com.
Welcome to the Jerry Thomas Gallery and Collection, where we showcase my renowned frontier military and Native American artifacts. Behind me you see a touch of fall. We put together not only the beauty of Micah High Walking, who is the first graduate of West Point of the Northern Cheyenne people and a dear friend, but also a Hudson's Bay blanket that I have here in the gallery. The unique opportunity that I was able to have was we unveiled this painting and surprised Micah at Custer Battlefield, a true honor.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
The best cowboy poetry is based on true stories, and unfortunately, this one is a true story. It's titled, Never Kiss a Wasp. The cowboy climbed the ladder one pretty day in June to fill the diesel tank so he could bale some hay real soon, when a suddenly roused insect came angrily buzzing by, and he swatted at that bug because he thought it was a fly. He didn't like those insects inside his personal space, so he went to brush that bug off the center of his face. Then he learned with consternation that it was not a fly he had. Instead, it was a wasp, and that wasp was fighting mad. That mean wasp's response to this perceived hardship was to sting that poor old cowboy right smack upon the lip. The cowboy howled in sudden pain. He jumped down from the ladder, while his hay crew all broke up, thinking it a laughing matter. The cowboy looked for some relief. His lip began to swell. His howled curses rose to another decibel. He went up to the house, relieved to seek thereafter, but one look at his swollen lip sent his family into laughter. "Dad, you look like a duck," his laughing son advised, because the cowboy's lip had doubled up in size. The cowboy's garbled reply he could not ascertain, because he mumbled like a dental patient full of Novocaine. In between the bouts of his family's hilarity, his wife applied baking soda paste as her home remedy. Now the cowboy has recovered, but the bailing time is lost, and he always tells his sons, "Boys, never kiss a wasp." Happy trails.
Welcome to our Bar B, 8,000 plus square feet Western store with something for everyone in the family. We have boots, belts, hats, jeans, anything you could want to outfit you and your horse. Come visit our line of saddles. We have 400 plus new and used saddles in stock. We offer tack, grooming supplies, headstalls, breast collars, you name it, we've got it for you and your horse. That's our Bar B, 1 mile east of Highway 4 on Northeast 39th. Our Bar B, where Western is a way of life.
Clyde Sutton, Ness City, Kansas. Lived on this place all my life. About a year and a half ago, got to where I couldn't saddle a horse. The pain was terrible. Read about stem cell. First it wasn't for me, then they started doing neck and back. Went and had it done. As you can see, I saddled a horse. I'm still building fence. Love to shoot a shotgun rifle, and I'm able to participate, not like I used to, but nevertheless I can do the things I used to do, and life is good.
Sure Crop Fertilizers was started by my father, Don Sherman, and my mother, Shirley Sherman. Family business that started in the 80s. We predominantly focus on plant nutrients and what we can do to give growers better responses with the fertilizer dollars that they do, and what we can do to make those things work better for the grower. based out of Seneca, Kansas. We work with growers in their soil analysis to figure out what they need, and then we can put those in a blend that gives them the best results, and so that we can deliver that direct to their farm so that they have those nutrients where they need them, when they need them, and so that they can apply them in a manner that's very efficient to them and works well in their planting systems and what they're doing. Sure Crop Fertilizers has been around for a long time. We always say we're big enough to take care of everything you need, but we're small enough to do it quickly. You can get a hold of us at 1-800-635-4743. Our website is surecropfertilizers.com, and you can always email me at Corey@surecropfertilizers.com, and with any questions you have, we're glad to answer it and work with you.
Been brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Good morning. This is Deb Goodrich coming to you from my big easy chair at home this morning. And I just wanted to clarify a couple of things. Since Frankie C. and I are not doing the opens together any longer, a lot of people have come up and asked me, why aren't you involved in Around Kansas? Well, I am very involved in Around Kansas, and I just wanted to kind of explain what it is that I do. So I continue to write segments and do voiceovers for those segments on Around Kansas, and I continue to sell Around Kansas. So if you are interested in advertising, I can tell you there is no better way to reach your friends and neighbors around the state than with Around Kansas, and just send me a message. I'll be happy to visit with you. And that gives me the opportunity to tell you how much I appreciate the folks that we have that sponsor all our programs, not just Around Kansas, but every day of Ag AM. We decided that I would be in the field and Frankie would do the opens, the hosting duties, because since moving to Oakley, honestly, the drive just got to be too much for me. I was trying to do it all in one day to save on scheduling, and it was just really tough. So I have other duties here as well. I am the Garvey Historian in Residence at the Fort Wallace Museum, and I do a lot of writing. In fact, I have an article in the current issue of Wild West magazine, and this is on Charles Curtis. So some of you may recall that a few years ago, Ag AM actually produced a short documentary film with Kansas Humanities Council and with the Shawnee County Historical Society on Charles Curtis. So pick that up. It's on newsstands. No matter where you are in the state, you can find it, or you can go online, or again, send me a message. I also write a weekly column for Grass and Grain. Grass and Grain must have the most loyal following of any publication I've ever dealt with, because no matter where I go, people tell me, oh, I read your column in Grass and Grain. I look so forward to it. And the column in Grass and Grain is on behalf of Around Kansas TV show. So I often talk about some of the topics that we've covered on the show, some things that we're going to do, or just whatever strikes my fancy that week. But we really appreciate the space there in Grass and Grain. I'm in some good company. I am there with our friend Jim Gray and with Baxter Black. Can it get any better than that? I also help Dr. Jake. Now, Dr. Jake is a veterinarian, and he is the resident veterinarian at the Waukene Sale Barn. So most Tuesdays, except when we go to every other week sales during the summer, I'm with Jake at the sale barn. I may not be the most competent help, but I'm the help that he has. So that's how I spend my time, folks. And also in getting awards. So a couple of weeks ago, we were at the Cowboy Museum, the National Cowboy Museum and Western Heritage Center in Oklahoma City with the good folks from Lone Chimney Films. Our friend Ken Spurgeon. The film Home on the Range won Best Docudrama, and I was able to go on stage with Ken, and that was a huge honor. And what an amazing thing to have our state song, Home on the Range, in a film for the rest of the world to enjoy. Ken, your leadership and dedication and vision have served our state well, and I hope to, just like you do. and appreciate all of you. Appreciate all of your comments. Appreciate all of our fans weighing in on the show, sending us photographs to share, story ideas. We appreciate you.
Well, that's another Around Kansas. I'm Frank. Deb's out in western Kansas, and we'll see you somewhere around Kansas.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.
Let me tell you, Kansas is more than tornadoes. We're the best part of Dorothy's dream. We're the best part